So till now we discuss about classification of tablets. Okay, now we start about tablet ingredients which are used in a tablet formulation. Okay, so generally they are divided into a three groups as per the use of this ingredient and their role which they play into a finished formulation or finished product. They are also known as additives, excipients, inactive ingredients. These are the IIG, and there is also one guideline for the IIG as per the US FDA. Inactive ingredients. Okay, inactive ingredients guideline IIG. Okay, so that in this guideline you have to identify how much amount of ingredient you have to use. There is a limit which are given for the every inactive ingredient for the tablet or capsule or suspension or any pharmaceutical formulation. So there we can classify this ingredient into a three group, group one, two, three. What type of ingredient in a group one? So in this group one, uh, ingredient which help to impart satisfactory processing and compression character. Means the ingredient which help to improve the compression characteristic, means improve the hardness of the formulation, improve the flow of the formulation, improve the bulkiness of the formulation. So that type of ingredient we can classify as a group one. That are the ingredient which are useful for the satisfactory processing, means flow improvement, compression improvement, and hardness improvement, friability. There are most of the most important ingredients which are required here for the tablet formulation. In group 2, these are the additional desirable physical characteristics. For example, coloring agent, disintegrant. These are the flavoring agents, sweetening agent. These are the additional ingredients which are used in a finished product of tablet or into a tablet formulation. So they are classified as a group 2 ingredient. This is not an official classification. We can classify as per our requirement. Okay, this is not an official classification class one, two, three. But for the study related, we can classify this into a three group. In third group, we can add ingredient for the specific drug release, like a polymer, control release tablet, control release polymer, wax, and solubility enhancement material. So these are the three groups in this all ingredient we can classify for the study of ingredient which are used in a tablet formulation. Now, first we start with the diluent. So, what is the basic role of the diluent into a tablet manufacture? Generally, diluent are added into a tablet for the improve the bulkiness of the formulation. For example, you require to prepare a 70 mg of tablet. So it is not a sufficient weight or not a sufficient bulk to prepare a tablet, because you have to require not less than 150 or 200 milligram of the weight for the compression, good compression and good size of the tablet. Minimum your weight must be 150 mg or 200 mg. Okay, but if your API, active pharmaceutical ingredient dose is sometimes it may be a 2 mg or it may be a 4 mg dose are there. So how to formulate this API into a tablet form? So you require a diluent at that time. So what is the role of basic role of the diluent in the tablet formulation? To impart the bulk, to improve the bulk of the formulation. Okay. So generally tablet are given as a single dose. Active ingredient are present into a single dose. Either it is a small or if small dose are, so it is not a practical size for the completion. Small, if API have small dose, so it is not a practical size. You cannot prepare 50 milligram tablet easily. Okay. So for the compression of tablet, for the compression of the tips, for example, here one example is given: dexamethasone contained 0.75 milligrams steroid per tablet. Hence, it obvious that another material must be added to make the tableting possible. You cannot tableting using the 0.75 mg of drug. So you require a diluent. There is no another role of diluent. They are not every. In this three group, not a single ingredient is responsible for pharmacological action. There are inactive ingredients, not a active ingredient. So this type of that's why diluent is increased to increase the bulk of the formulation. They are also known as a filler. The dose of some drug is sufficient high that no filler is required. Okay, filler is a synonym for the diluent. You have to remember the synonym of the diluent. Filler is a synonym for the diluent. Okay, so
सर
dose of the
एक्सीपिएंट भी
some drug
यही है
is
ना?
sufficient. Yes.
एक्सीपिएंट भी इसी को बोलते हैं ना?
No, excipient is a list of ingredients. It is a synonym for ingredients, not for diluent.
ओके
Excipient means ingredients, inactive ingredients, diluent, coloring agent, flavoring agent, sweetening agent, preservative. These all are the excipient. While diluent is a specific one excipient. Okay. So
ओके
diluents का ही synonym है फिलर इज अ सिनोनिम ऑफ द डाइल्यूएंट. उसका मीनिंग ये होता है कि फॉर एग्जांपल आपका जो पंचिंग डाई है उसका साइज इतना है, अगर आपकी ड्रग इतनी है, so how to fill this extra space, so you required filler, so that's why filler is used as a synonym for the diluent. Okay, बहुत सारी ऐसी ड्रग है, फॉर एग्जांपल एस्पिरिन एंड सर्टेन एंटीबायोटिक्स, दे आर नॉट रिक्वायर्ड एनी डाइल्यूएंट because they have a sufficient weight to produce the tablet. They have a sufficient single dose that produce the tablet. So it is not necessary you have to add a diluent, but diluent is only added to a preparation when there is a requirement of bulk, when you have to require a certain weight of a medicament. For the weight of is also required. For example, you have to convert your formulation into a 120 more than 120 milligram. There is a certain limit. If your tablet is less than 120 milligram, you have a, that much of variation is acceptable. Weight variation test. Okay. So for this purpose, also we add a diluent. So diluent used for this purpose. These are the some example of diluent which are used in a tablet formulation: dicalcium phosphate, calcium sulfate, lactose, cellulose, kaolin, mannitol, dry starch, powder sugar. These are the list of diluent which are generally used into a tablet formulation. These are the diluents which are generally used for the tableting purpose. They just increase the bulk of the product. Bulk ही increase करेंगे. Okay. But have a certain other role also. If, for example, here certain diluents like mannitol, lactose, sorbitol, sucrose, inositol, when present in a sufficient quantity, they will impart a property that will help in the disintegration. They also enhance the disintegration. It is also one property that diluent have. If you use a mannitol, lactose, sorbitol, so that help to increase the means improve the disintegration of the tablet formulation. Tablet in the mouth by chewing. Okay, generally chewable tablet are not required disintegration, but it is not necessary. If you want to use the disintegration into a chewable tablet, you can use some sweetening agent like mannitol, sorbitol as a disintegrate into a chewing or into a mouth dispersing tablet. Such tablet are commonly known as a chewable tablet. Okay? Such tablet are known as chewable tablets. So these are diluent used for direct compression. Also, powder is mixed uniformly and improve the flowability of the powder and compressibility of the powder. Also, they produce the delay and control release rate if you use that type of polymer as a diluent purpose. But what is the main role of a diluent? To increase the bulk of the formulation. Now, what is the ideal characteristic of diluent? What parameter that you should check while you are taking a diluent? They must be non-toxic. Every ingredient must be non-toxic, acceptable to the regulatory agency. For example, like FDA, okay, US FDA. So in US FDA, there is a separate guideline for the every inactive ingredient. That guideline is known as IIG, inactive ingredient guideline. In this guideline, they give a limit of every diluent in a percentage, means how much amount of this inactive ingredient you have to use in mouth dissolving tablet or in a patch or in suspension or in emulsion, how much amount of this ingredient is used, acceptable limit is given. So your diluent must have a higher acceptable limit, non-toxic in nature. Okay, regulatory agency. It must be commercial available, not too much higher cost. Okay, so it reduce the cost of the manufacturer. Must be cheap compared to active ingredient. ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि एक्टिव इंग्रेडिएंट से उसकी प्राइस ज्यादा है. And physiologically inert, must be chemically stable and alone or in combination with the drug. Means your diluent must be not produce any uh, interaction with your drug. Okay, so and they must be free from unacceptable microbiological load. Must be color compatible होने चाहिए. They must be have a no negative effect on the viability of the drug. ये पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव दोनों आ गए यहाँ पे. फॉर एग्जांपल हियर एग्जांपल इज गिवन. Calcium phosphate used as a diluent that reduce the viability of some antibiotic like tetracycline. So why this is possible? Due to some interaction between tetracycline and our diluent calcium phosphate. That's why calcium phosphate is reduce the viability of your drug. So that interaction you have to check while you are selecting diluent. For example, lactose is generally used for the diluent, but if your drug have some amino group, so lactose is react with this amino group and that produce a coloring sensation and that degrade the drug. Okay, due to a some reaction, due to a chemical reaction which are produced between lactose and amino group. Okay, so that you have to take while you are selecting diluent for the tablet formulation. Now, these are the some classification of diluent which are used. Generally, sugar diluent are mostly used lactose, sucrose, dextrose, amylose, mannitol, sorbitol. They also improve the taste of the formulation. ये टेस्ट भी improve करते हैं. There are also some polysaccharides like starch, modified starch, cellulose. These are the modified starch. Cellulose, cellulose derivative like MCC, microcrystalline cellulose. Okay, these are the polysaccharides which are used as a diluent. Some inorganic compounds like calcium phosphate dihydrate, calcium sulfate dihydrate, calcium lactate, calcium carbonate, magnesium oxide. But you have to take care while you are selecting these because if there is a chemical reaction between this inorganic material or drug, is there is any compatibility or not. If there is some incompatibility, you have to choose a suitable diluent. And some miscellaneous compound like bentonite, it is the clay, polyvinyl pyrrolidone, kaolin, silicon derivatives. Silicon means there are also
सर
crystalline and these are the silicon derivatives which are used in a formulation. Yes.
सर आपने मतलब सर ऐसा जनरली ऐसा होता है कि अपने लैक्टोज यूज करते हैं तो मिलाड रिएक्शन शो करता है, ठीक है. तो ऐसे देखने जाए तो
Yes.
अभी 3 टाइप के लैक्टोज अवेलेबल होते हैं, एक अल्फा लैक्टोज, एक स्प्रे ड्राई लैक्टोज और बीटा लैक्टोज. उसमें अल्फा लैक्टोज और स्प्रे ड्राई लैक्टोज होता है वो मिलाड रिएक्शन शो करता है, और वो जो बीटा लैक्टोज होता है वो मिलाड रिएक्शन शो नहीं करता. तो सर ये जो बीटा लैक्टोज है मतलब खाली उसका एक डिसएडवांटेज है कि वो हाइग्रोस्कोपिक होता है बस वो, और तो हम उसको यूज नहीं कर सकते अगर उन दोनों को
कर
अवॉइड करके.
सकते हैं ना, क्यों नहीं. Yes. We have to find out compatibility between the ingredients. अगर वो compatible है, we can use. Why we are not use lactose, those formation of lactose, because it creates some incompatibility. अगर वो incompatible बना देते हैं हम lactose को by variation into a lactose structure, so it can be used, but it must be compatible with your active pharmaceutical ingredient. Compatible होना चाहिए. अगर compatible नहीं है तो आप उसको use नहीं कर सकते. Okay, that into a
ओके.
pre-formulation study. I think you have one chapter regarding pre-formulation
यस सर.
studies.
पहला ही है.
Okay, so in this we have to find out every physical and chemical property of active drug That drug is react with which type of ingredient, you have to find out in the pre-formulation study, and on the basis of this pre-formulation study you can go for the selection of a diluent. Okay, now these are the first, we start with the calcium salt, detailed description of diluent, but it is not a required, but we go thoroughly go for the some diluent which are used into a tablet formulation. Okay, what is the advantage of calcium salt? These are the example of calcium salt. Okay, so a diluent is uh, okay, it bounds with the water and from a crystallization. Okay, um, excellent diluent for the water sensitive drug because it bounds with the water. Calcium salt, if you use a calcium salt as a diluent, so if your drug is water sensitive, so you can use this type of ingredient diluents, that in presence of water, our diluent is bind with the water and prevent our drug from the disintegration. Okay, so if high moisture is demand, superior anhydrous diluent which is have a moderate to high moisture demand. Okay, so we can use because it is highly bound with the water. So if your drug is sensitive, you can prevent from the degradation using the calcium salt. What is the disadvantage? We already discussed tetracycline. Tetracycline made a complex with the calcium phosphate as a diluent and reduce this viability due to the cation, okay, form an insoluble complex and salt with the number of amphoteric acidic functionality antibiotics, which generally reduce their absorption, and due to reduce their absorption, its viability is decrease. ओके, इसके साथ टेट्रासाइक्लिन का मिल्क के साथ ही वही इश्यू है. Why milk should not be co-administered with this drug? Because these form a complex with the calcium which are present into a milk. Okay, so that's why tetracycline viability is decreased. So at the time we can use a separate type. Now lactose. What is lactose? Lactose is most widely used. Generally, first preferable because it is the cheap in nature. Okay. It is obtained in hydrous and anhydrous form. Both form it is obtained and pick up moisture when exposed to a elevated humidity. Means if there is a higher humidity, then it absorbs the moisture. At the lower humidity, it cannot absorb the moisture at a larger amount. Okay, so if your tablet is at a high humidity condition, you should be packed into a moisture packed container. And okay, and when weight granulation method is employed, the hydrous form of the lactose should generally be used. When we have to use a weight granulation, if we use a dry granulation, we can use a anhydrous form. Okay, two grade of lactose are commercially available. It is based on the its size, coarse and regular grade. Coarse means if your powder is passed from the 60 mesh size of screen, then this powder is known as a coarse powder. Okay, but it is not a definition of coarse, but here lactose is identified or separately available as a two coarse, regular grade and coarse grade. Now, what is the advantage of lactose? Lactose have a no reaction. देखो कोई किसी के साथ रिएक्शन प्रोड्यूस नहीं करता है. Yes, there is a some rare issue, but generally it not produce any reaction with most of the drug, whether in form of hydrous and anhydrous form. Also, lactose formulation show the good release rate as compared to that is not bind with the drug and not form a complex structure outer side of the tablet. So good release rate of drug. That granulation are readily dried. उसके जो आप ग्रेन्यूल बनाओगे वो भी ड्राई होते हैं. Disintegration time of lactose tablet are not strongly sensitive to variation in tablet hardness. Okay, it also improve the disintegration time and almost low cost of the diluent. But what is the disadvantage of diluent? Now here the disadvantage. Lactose react with the amine base in the presence of alkaline lubricant. For example, metal stear, magnesium stearate. Okay, that is generally used as a lubricant into a tablet formulation and gradually discolor dark brown color change into a dark brown color with time due to formation of formaldehyde. Formaldehyde. This reaction is called Maillard reaction. So when your any drug which have a amine group in its structure, we have to take care of use lactose as a type. That care you have to take while you are selecting lactose as a diluent. If your drug have no any amine group, then you can easily use lactose as a diluent purpose. Okay. Now next one is the spray dried lactose. This. Okay. So what is the advantage of spray dried lactose? It is used for direct compression containing drug, diluent, disintegrant, and lubricant. Directly compressible means if you cannot require wet granulation or dry granulation, it gives you a good hardness. Why we go for a wet granulation and dry granulation? To improve the hardness of the formulation, to improve the disintegration time of the formulation, to improve the friability of the tablet formulation. But it can be achieved by we can directly compress our tablet. So it is a spray dye lactose is a modified ingredient. Okay, so it is directly compressible ingredient. In addition, direct compression property, spray dry lactose has a good flow property. Okay, it's a coarse material, so it have a good flow property as compared to a simple lactose, and it can usually be combined with as much as 20 to 25 percentage of active ingredient without losing this advantageous feature. Okay, so you can use up to 20 to 25 percentage with a directly compression method. Now, what is the disadvantage of spray dried lactose? So, said spray dried lactose is allowed to dry out. The moisture content falls below the usual 3% level, and the material loss some of its direct compression characteristics. Okay, it क्योंकि उसमें moisture present होगा तो during process there may be a dry out and it lose its weight up to a 3%. Moisture content will be down. अगर moisture content down हो गया it affect the your hardness of the formulation and compression characteristic of your formulation because material is lost. So these are the some advantage which are related with the lactose. Spray dry lactose especially prone to darkening in the presence of excess moisture. स्प्रे ड्राई लैक्टोज में वैसे होता क्या है देखो it is a powder which is initially weighted by some vehicle and after this weighting purpose it easily fluidized bed dried. Okay, dried granules. So due to this drying purpose some type of some water are also present into this mixture. Okay, so during this process there may be a loss of this moisture and presence of excess moisture there may be a darkening. There may be a darkening in presence of amine and other compounding which owing to Maillard reaction. Here, if you cannot perform good spray dry, it cannot produce good spray dry lactose, there may be a Maillard reaction. But if you prepare a good spray dry um, lactose, so it is a good for the tablet stability. Okay, so this is all about the lactose. Now, next is the starch. How starch is? Starch is also one good diluent which are generally used for the tablet formulation, which may easily obtain from the corn, wheat, and potatoes. We can easily obtain from the corn, wheat, and potato. It is occasionally used. Generally, हम अगर lactose use नहीं कर सकते, so we can go for the starch. Okay, USP grade is also available with a moisture content 11 to 14 percentage. Specially dry type of starch is also available, have a standard moisture content 2 to 4%, but are costly as compared to this conventional USP grade starch. Okay, so use of starch in wet granulation is wasteful since their moisture level increase 6 to 8 percentage following moisture exposure. If you use this specially dried granule, you can go for the directly compressible tablet. Okay, if you use USP grade, so you can go for the wet granulation. Generally, in wet granulation, we perform a starch paste, and this starch paste is used for the weighting of your material. And after the creation of dump mass, you can pass out your weight mass from the screen and perform wet granulation. Okay, so directly compression. These are the some marketingly available starch preparation. Salutab. It is also known as MDEX. It is a market name. Salutab and MDEX. Okay. Star X, Star X, STARX 1500. free flowing, directly compressible starch used as a diluent, binder, and disintegration. Because starch are used as a disintegration also. And how to it perform disintegration, we study into a next lecture. Okay. Exutab or Cellutab are the combination of dextrose and maltose. Dextrose is 90 to 90%, 92 percentage, and maltose is 3 to 5%. It is also free flowing and directly compressible diluent which are used, and maybe in place of mannitol, may be used in place of menthol in chewable tablet for sweetness and smooth feeling in the mouth. ओके, यहाँ पे भी आप ऐसा डाइल्यूएंट माल्टोज की मीन्स मैनिटोल की जगह पे आप सैल्यूटेब यूज कर सकते हैं. Dextrose, it is a combination of dextrose and maltose. Dextrose is a larger amount, that's why it is a modified product of a. Now, dextrose, D-glucose, also known as, it is also available in two form, hydrated and unhydrated form. Okay, it sometimes combined in formulation to replace some spray dried lactose, which may reduce the tendency of result into a tablet darkening. Spray dry का हमने ऊपर देखा. Yes, spray dry, if there is a higher moisture content, if we use the spray dry, so there may be a darkening of the tablet. So to reduce this tendency, we have to use a D-glucose or dextrose. Next one is a mannitol, which are used as a diluent. Advantage of mannitol, because of the negative heat, it heat of the solution, cooling sensation is achieved. That is a major advantage we can gain from the mannitol. So in chewable tablet, you can use a mannitol. Generally, mannitol is used for the chewable tablet or buccal tablet or mouth dissolving tablet because it produces a cooling sensation in the mouth. It's a slow solubility and it's pleasant feeling in the mouth. It is widely used in a chewable tablet. Okay. It is relatively non-hygroscopic and can be used in a vitamin formulation. Vitamin formulation में भी आप इसको as a diluent use कर सकते हो. Low calorie content and non-carcinogenic. There is also one list which is given by the US FDA. It is known as a GRAS. It is known as a GRAS. So what is the full form of GRAS? Generally regarded as safe. Your ingredient must be included in this list. GRAS listed. So what is the full form of GRAS? Generally regarded as safe. Okay. What is the disadvantage of mannitol? So it is a costly as compared to lactose, as compared to starch, as compared to glucose. Mannitol is costly and mannitol has a poor flow. So that you have to add some additional ingredient to improve the flow property of your tablet. Okay. Why? Because flow is a very crucial parameter that affect on the tablet formulation. For example, this is the hopper and that hopper is attached with your turret, and in this turret you have a die or hole for the tablet formulation. So if your powder is not formed uniformly, not have a good flow property, so it cannot fill all die with a sufficient quantity. So there may be a fail in a weight variation tablet. Your tablet may be a fail into a weight variation test. So that's why flow properties major parameter you have to check before the compression of tablet. Now next one is the sorbitol, sucrose. Sorbitol is the optical isomer of mannitol. Okay, sometimes it's combined with the mannitol to reduce the diluent cost. Okay, disadvantage hygroscopic in nature, humidity have 65%. Sucrose and microcrystalline cellulose. These are the two another. This sucrose is generally these are the three novel form of the sucrose is available in the market. Sugar tab, Dipec, new tab. It is a combination of sucrose and invert sugar tab, sucrose and modified dextrine, Dipec, and new tab, sucrose, invert sugar, and small amount of cornstarch and magnesium. Okay. Why we combine this ingredient? Because they directly compressible, they form a directly compressible parameter, they improve the flow. Especially here magnesium stearate is used, that used as a lubricant into a formulation. So that improve the flow of the and lubrication property of small amount of cornstarch, that is also enhance the flow property of the tablet. So these are the some advantage of combined diluents. Advantage, directly compressible. Disadvantage, hygroscopic when exposed to elevated humidity. Now microcrystalline cellulose. It is also known as a AV cell. AV cell. Okay, it is directly compressible parameter available in a two grade PHP 101 and PHP 10 PH 104. Okay, powder and granules. That grade is on the basis of its size. This is on its size. 101 is available as a powder, means fine size, and 102 is available as a granule, means have a larger size as compared to 101. So available in a two grade AV cell, microcrystalline cellulose, and act as a diluent and disaggregation both. So it is also directly compressible. So this is all about the diluent which are used into a tablet preparation. Okay. If you have any question, you can ask.